This is Seasons of Discontent with your hosts Rick Snyder and Matt Combs on the Hogstein Network.
Welcome to Seasons of Discontent. It's Season 4, Episode 1, brought to you by Rick Snyder's Washington on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And I'm Rick Snyder.
And I'm Matt.
And we're back discussing all things Washington sports and life. And we're now simulcasting the show. For podcast, you can listen to it on the Hogstein Network. For the video, so you can see me and Matt, you can get that on Rick Snyder's Washington page on YouTube. So everybody, we're joining the new race. Everybody has a podcast, so I thought, let's go to videocast. Many of you out there have started following me. Thank you so much on Rick Snyder's YouTube page. So Rick Snyder's Washington. Hit a like, favor, subscribe, share, whatever the buttons are. Hit them all. And we appreciate it. So Matt and I can do the show. You can watch us or you can listen to us. All right. So this week, the names started coming out. The Washington football team sent out a letter to its season ticket holders, all three of them probably, and said, what would you think of these names? So, Matt, what did you think of the names?
They were all pretty blah, except for the ones that we kind of expected that were going to be in there. Obviously, Red Wolves, Wolves, and Warriors. The Monarchs, the Armada. I mean, come on. The Washington, what was it? Washington, the District of Washington Football Club, FC or something. I don't even know. There were some terrible names in there, Rick.
Yeah, the capital city, which I think the only place you ever hear that about is in Hello Dolly, had capital city. But the Armada, I guess they really want that moat around the stadium. Where did that come from? The Risers? I have no idea what the Risers.
What about the Belters? I guess that was a play on the Beltway.
Maybe, the Griffins. Are we talking RG3?
Yeah, RG3 bought some of Dan's minority shares.
I mean, the Griffins are this mythological Greek beast that protected the money, and there was a combination of eagle and a lion. I happen to know that because we have some in DC,
right?
Statues. But I mean, where do you have eagles and lions? I mean, I think what they were doing is saying, okay, put in the 2-3 that we kind of like, the Warriors.
Yeah, we're gonna hide them.
Well, and then put stupid stuff down so everybody will gravitate to us.
Yeah, they definitely put some poo-poo ones in there to kind of skew you away from the ones that are obvious. But like Armada, okay, I could see that if we were closer to Annapolis. I mean, there's really no water around the stadium except for the proposed moat. I mean, nothing to do. I don't want anything to do with a boat or a ship or anything like that. Obviously the two choices are Warriors and Red Wolves, and they got to work out the patents and the trademarks. That's about it. None of this other stuff. This is all that fan submitted stuff that they had the Washington team name where you could submit your team name on this website. That's exactly, it's just all those names that people came up with. I always go back to when the Supersonics moved to Oklahoma City and they let the fans vote, and it was supposed to be the Oklahoma City Wind or something stupid like that. And they had no intentions of naming it the Wind. It was always going to be the Thunder. Fans, yes, you can propose a name. They're not going with it. I hate to tell you all that.
Well, we saw this back in 1997, hardly that long. Abe Pollin ran a poll and swore he would take the poll's winner. And this was before we had bots on the internet of, fake it. Fans had to actually do this. And they took Sea Dogs. And I'm like, we're not near the sea. It's about, for those of you around the country, Washington's about a 3-hour drive, maybe 150 miles from the ocean. Okay, so we're not there. And Abe was like, well, Abe, you said you'd do Sea Dogs. And even Abe was like, no, it's stupid. We're going Wizards. Oh, yeah, that's a real good one because we have plenty of wizards around Washington.
Yeah.
That's a real magical place. I've hated wizards, and a lot of people hate wizards.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. Abe was a good man. He had a good intention here about bullets, trying to decrease violence in D.C., by not naming bullets. Good luck with that. Hadn't gone very well.
Right.
But that's why I did it, I guess. But, that's the problem they're going to have. It's Warriors, I think, or Wolves. I know Dan Snyder, what I've gathered, really wants Warriors. He always has. He had that name set aside for the arena team that never ended up happening. And the only reason they didn't get an arena team is because Snyder ticked off Abe Pollin Abe wouldn't give them the arena to play the games in. That was over a parking dispute with FedEx. Things like that. That's how the rich guys fight with each other. But Warriors, I think people would say, oh, it's cultural appropriation from the American Indians too. No, we've had warriors since we picked up sticks and stones, man.
Right.
Every nation has warriors.
Right.
And this is a military town. I think it would fit in very well with the American soldier.
Well, and it also can kind of go with what I know the NFL is debating whether or not, the one helmet prototype is going to go to the wayside, and it's going to allow for more alternate uniform combinations and helmet combinations. If you think back, we were supposed to wear the throwbacks with the old leather style helmet where it was just that brown leather style helmet, but it was a regular helmet. But the NFL wouldn't let him wear it because it requires the player to change his helmet, which is against the rules right now. You're not allowed at the beginning of the season. You have to get your helmet sized and it has to be signed off on. It's almost in like boxing where you have to get your gloves signed by, the state commission. The player's only allowed to wear the one helmet throughout the season. So with this rule hopefully changing, it allows for more uniform combinations and different uniforms a la college. And you could go, if you name the team Warriors, you can go a camouflage. You could do a red, white, and blue combination for, say, Labor Day. I mean, that's around the start of the I don't even know, but some military appreciation type thing. November is perfect. You could wear the military green or the camouflage for the Veterans Month, when they do all that stuff in November.
As just an aside to the helmets, the Washington Capitals are going to start putting corporate sponsors. I guess the rest of the NHL team.
They all have.
And I hate the hell out of that. I don't mind if you put them on the jersey, but the helmet? Come on, man.
Well, the helmet is the perfect place to put it.
Well, I know, but it just takes away from who your team is. Are they the Capital Ones? Or are they going to be the Capitals?
Well, they'll still have the team logos on there, I'm sure.
Man,
but Rick, there's always been a sponsorship on the NHL players' helmets. It's who makes the helmet. It's either Bauer or CCM or Reebok.
How much money do they gotta suck out of every inch of?
But that's the problem. The NHL is one of the most suffering leagues due to the pandemic, and they were like that before the pandemic. I mean, but look at soccer. They put all those ads on their kits. Look at the NBA did it. I know the Lakers are sponsored by Wish. I mean, come on now. There's sponsorships all over the jerseys and stuff. And in hockey, I mean, look at all the sponsorships all over the boards. I mean, what's one more sponsorship on the helmet?
Let's just get Magic Marker and write goldenpalace.com on there.
Hey, did you watch early UFC? I mean, they had some wild sponsors there, like Condom Depot and all these other places. We can just do that.
Sounds like the proposed sponsor we had last year, but
yeah.
Okay, that aside, but the other thing I would say is I'm okay with Wolves also. I like Wolves better than Red Wolves because it's cleaner. And I would say NC State has the Wolfpack, and I've covered games down there, especially basketball. And they get those Wolves howling and the crowd howls, and it's a show, man. And people, it's something cathartic about it, howling. I could see FedEx going crazy, people howling at this.
Yeah, but I think if you go Wolves, you have to go Red Wolves. It kind of ties you to your past. And also, we've talked about in previous episodes with the Red Wolf being, from the Mid-Atlantic area. I think that's just their tie to the area.
It's fine. Either way, I'll go with that. But I like the Wolves. The only good thing about the Warriors, if they did pick them, is you get the old movie, The Warriors, back from, I guess, the 70s.
Warriors!
When they get the players running out of a tunnel, put up that clip up there. He goes, Warriors, come out and play. And clicks the ball. That would be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That a lot too.
And that's the thing with either name. I know a lot of people have been iffy, obviously, on all the names that have been leaked. Obviously Warriors and Red Wolves have been the leaders in the pack. I'm done with Red Tails. I don't want it no more. No more Red Tails. But if you go with one of those names, there are infinite marketing potentials. Look at the Capitals when they started the Rock the Red era. They had, the Tom Green scene from Road Trip. It got so big to Unleash the Fury. They got Tom to come and do it live. I mean, he recorded it live for them. So there are potentials, like you said, with something as small as that, like the Warriors back in the 70s, Wolves, you howl after. I know the Panthers play like a row sound after they get a first down. I mean, you can have the wolf howl after first downs. There's definitely potential in both names, and I'm fine with either one. But if you're going Griffins, Monarchs, Armada, Risers, Belters, Hooters, whatever you're going to call them, no, I don't want any of that.
Yeah, well, it makes $12 beers go down fast when you're howling like that.
And hey, with some of the offseason moves, I have a feeling, look, the Capitals and the Wizards and the Nationals have been allowed to have fans. I'm hoping by the start of football season, we're going to get that excitement, and there's going to be some fans in these seats behind me. They made some pretty interesting moves in the offseason. I know you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes. Our shows, by the way, are going to be 15 minutes because you guys don't listen to the end anyway. And we're doing 2 shows a week. So you get 30 minutes overall, less jokes, more stuff.
Right.
So whatever. I'll just say this since we're up against time. The one free agency move that really surprised me the most was cutting Nick Sundberg.
Yes.
And they don't even have a snapper on the roster at the moment. I know you can find one, but what was that about? I mean, the guy's never in trouble, so there's none of that going on. He really has been a very steady player.
He only made $1 million.
I mean, is there some analytics guy that said his snaps are now taking 3.1 seconds versus 2.8?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. I guarantee you there was some sort of a money ball play on this where they looked at his snaps last season and they were behind the league average, or they were slower than the best snapper in the league, or yada, yada, yada. There's some excuse for that. Nick is a great guy. He's a great guy for the community. He only made like $1.4 million. I mean, it's not like he was a cap casualty. Let's be honest here. Yeah. This was Rivera and company, or whoever. I don't even know who the special teams coach is, but this is a play by the team because they didn't like a certain analytic that came out.
Yeah. Now, our next show later in the week, we're going to talk about the draft and the quarterbacks and all that. For right now, you've got Fitzmagic as your quarterback.
Yeah, let's go.
Am I happy about that? Not really. Let's go see what Taylor can do. I mean, okay. I think what you do is you give Fitz the first part. The schedule's not coming out till mid-May, so I don't know how it's going to start out, but it's a tough schedule. And if they don't do well, okay, then you can go to Taylor probably and whatever. Or if you have a rookie or whatever happens. You can't be afraid not to play the rookie.
They're not going to go rookie. I'm going to say that right now. They're not going rookie. We'll talk about the draft later in the week. They're not going rookie. But, yes, I'm with you. I kind of want to see what Heineke has. Allen, we've seen what Allen has, but there's something exciting about Fitzpatrick. The man's only making – I mean, look, from what we had last year with Alex being, Mr. Dump-Off and, can't complete more than a 10-yard pass when he needed to, now you're getting a gunslinger. You're getting a guy that's going to throw interceptions, and you're going to get a guy that's going to throw 80-yard bombs, and they brought in a guy like Curtis Samuel that's going to relieve some of the pressure off of Terry McLaurin. He's going to catch bomb after bomb. Hopefully. I mean, that's that on paper. That's how it looks.
Well, I don't mind having a quarterback that looks like Santa and maybe as old as I am. That sounds fine. Last segment.
He's smarter than you, though. He's smarter than you. He went to Harvard.
Yeah, right. So I didn't see his degree on the wall, but I could show you. What did we eat this week? I'll just tell you what I didn't eat. Crabs are in season, April 1st. I was down Captain Billy's. I said, "You got crabs yet?" They go, "Yeah, $40 a dozen for small." I said, "Okay, I'll just wait."
No, thank you.
So I had shrimp instead, but
yeah,
crab season will come.
All right. Yeah, all I really ate was we had my son's 3rd birthday party yesterday. I had Lido's pizzas, wings, and breadsticks.
Well, there you go. Winning combination. And if you listen to Rick Snyder's Washington, I haven't said 1 minute warning or whatever for us. So in the final minute, all I can tell you is, hey, I hope you enjoy the new format. Watch us, listen to us, do whatever you want, but throw us some money. And we'll be back later in the week with the second show. So I'm Rick Snyder.
And I'm Matt.
And we'll see you again soon. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Seasons of Discontent on the Hogstye Network.